Radioactive fish. Okay, so as I respond, as like I've talked about it a lot here today. So again, it's not. Make very clear. I understand why the system is in place for getting a ranked play. I understand the idea of first count, blah blah blah. And then there's the whole statement. Okay, yeah, less than one game per day. First off, like we're talking about. I mean, even one game per day. Honestly, that's pretty ridiculous, considering how many games are out there and just life in general, just so many things going on. If somebody's playing a game for one game a day for a 4-month period, the fact that they're not eligible for something in that game that, is something which, again, I want to be able to be eligible for, and I know a lot of people do for the competitive atmosphere of it, just because the idea is like, I feel like I'm making progress and everything. You can't sit here and tell me that isn't like you say it's not a lot. I say it is. I mean, there's really a cup half empty and a cup half full kind of deal right here. The other big thing for me, though, is just this concept that, like, they're protecting me from getting into ranked play just because I don't have enough games in. Like, which, again, even a game a day, okay, say that's not enough games. Well, I come from playing a shit ton of MOBAs. I come from playing Dota 1. I come from knowing this game very, very well and being comfortable with it in the first place. Not having that option of at least being able to move on to the ranked play, it's frustrating. I mean, that was more so me just expressing my frustration. I'm not saying that the system is completely broken necessarily. Again, I get why it's there, but it's frustrating as somebody that I'm ready for ranked play. I feel like I've been ready for ranked play for a while now. I mean, come on, we're talking about, I'm not expecting to be 8,000 MRR or anything like that, but it would be nice to be able to get in to start at least competing at the lower tiers at least. But the game restricting me from access to a portion of the game which I consider to be the most fun way to play the game, and again, I know a lot of people do it with the Dota scene in general. It sucks. It's frustrating. It's annoying. I mean, again, I was bringing up the comparison earlier to like an Overwatch. You look at Overwatch, I can start playing competitive play pretty much off the bat. There's the initial 10 placement matches, and then you're going into competitive play. The game doesn't require you to sit in a quick play or, play so many of these casual and, just to learn the game, ins and outs of it. They pretty much, they let you jump into it if you want to. And then if you happen to suck, well, you're going to be in the lesser ranked games, and that's just fine. But just having that option of at least wanting to be able to jump into competitive play, it's nice. Where in Dota 2, I can't do that. I'm stuck here playing unranked games over and over and over again. And the other frustrating thing about this, too, is that I guarantee you pretty much a majority of the people, if not all the people, that are sitting here telling me I'm quote-unquote being a baby about it, or, it really isn't that many games that you played, they haven't had to deal with the new system. Like, apparently they implemented a new system, this leveling system now being level 20, and how long it takes and everything. This was implemented fairly recently. This wasn't something that's been in for a long time. It's implemented recently to prevent smurfing, for the idea of helping new players in general to really get comfortable with the game before they get into ranked play. But majority of these people I feel like that are bringing this up to me of like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, have been ranked for a long time now and did it in the previous rankings, where in those rankings it was much easier to get, whether it was through big bonuses that happened or at much lower levels that you had to get in the first place, or in very early days, you didn't even have to play any kind of trying to get ranked play. So that's kind of my overall feeling on all of it. Again, I completely understand why it's in the game. I understand that, part of this is me being PJ Salt, of course. But it just kind of hit me today. Like, I've been level 18. I started this week making a point that, okay, I'm going to get ranked play because I thought it was going to be realistic, play a good amount of games this week. I've played 15 games over the last 3 days, and I'm still level 18. I've been level 18 for getting there, it felt like, okay, it was somewhat reasonable, but the fact that I've now been at level 18 for this long, and then level 19 is going to be, that much longer, it's just like, I just want to fucking play ranked, man. Why can't I not play ranked? So that's just my overall thing on that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, M. Trulte. It's like, there's the whole argument. It's like, well, then you know, these newer players that aren't as experienced as you are going to get into ranked play, and they're going to ruin the experience for everyone. Fuck that. Like, are you going to realistically tell me that ranked play all of a sudden everything is perfect and everyone's so experienced and knows the game in and out, and like they'll fall to the lower rankings where people are still learning the game even despite being ranked? Like, that's just how it works. Like, it feels like it's a little too long. It feels like it's a little too overdone, especially for people like me who, again, did I not claim this? Or simply who are just come from a much, much more experienced background. I'm not going to abuse quests. I'm not going to cheat the system. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that desperate / I don't want to go around the system, but... And again, I'm not saying I haven't learned anything. Obviously, I've learned a bit as time has gone on from playing on ranked play. But why can I not learn more in ranked play? Like, there's just this whole idea. It's like, if you're not, you have to be 100% prepared to play ranked. Like, you got to be the most prepared. Like, no, why? Like, that's part of the learning experience. It's even a different style of play. It's like all of a sudden, okay, now there's something on the line, and I'm done. And then there's the whole UI aspect to it, which I don't think anyone can argue. The UI is fucking horrible. The UI is awful compared to... I've tried out so many MOBAs in general, and just like... I've played a lot of games over my time. And these multiplayer games, progression games. Like, it's just so frustrating. This whole system, this whole trophy system, again, the fact that it doesn't even move up after most games, and then like randomly it'll move up 10 points, and it's like, well, how did I even get that? And yeah, I talked about that as well. So it's just it's just a couple things that have been that were a little bit frustrating that I kind of went over today. So.